Good morning, good morning. So today we are at Bass Pro, one of the greatest shops of all time, with Alex and one of his dogs, Rusty. And today we're really going to be talking about healthy play, just kind of working back on what we did last week. Again, having him understand that, cool, we can go anywhere, anytime, any place. Doesn't matter that it's all just background noise and that all those expectations are going to stay the same. Again, we kind of primed in the vehicle for maybe about 10-15 minutes before Alex finally showed up because he was running a little bit late, but no harm, no foul. And then we decided to bring him out, put him on his bed, or have him placed on the ground, not on the bed, because again, we're starting to move away from that, where it is still going to be very helpful, especially when he comes home. But we want him to understand that, cool, you have to lay down even when there is no bed present, right? Just how we were doing in Home Depot. So, with that being said, we're gonna go through this little store here, have fun, work on some of the obedience, work on just the neutrality, walking past people. Then we'll get back to the house. We're going to really harp a little bit more on that healthy play, getting him to understand that, cool, there is a way to play in a proper way that is still with structure, that doesn't get blown out of proportion, where he's not just redlining the entire time through a lot of this stuff. We want there to be, that balance of structure and freedom. But always, even when there is freedom, you got to peek that structure in there just a little bit, because especially younger dogs will definitely take an inch, or you give them an inch, will take a mile. But with that being said, we're just going to allow him to relax here for a little bit. I want to see him just kind of get a little bit more comfortable, or again, he's in like that tight little ball right now, just because this is a very brand new place. And then once he kind of relaxes, then we'll start moving him up towards the front. So allowing Wolfie just to kind of settle over here. We've been kind of just hanging out with Rusty and Alex, and just kind of having him settle with, the fish in the background, all the people walking around. And again, he's working Rusty through some things. But again, this is what we want from Wolfie, is just to kind of just go and relax, right? No, don't even think about it, because Rusty's a little spicy, but this is always what's going to pay off in the long run, is kind of just working him through. And Wolfie's just a kind of a great dog where he can be so neutral in these types of scenarios. And then we have a group of kids coming around, parents, a bunch of things just kind of going off, and one thing just kind of settle and relax. And look at him falling asleep. So while I'm out here shopping for my trip after Wolfie goes home, this is one of the times where, again, when we were at Home Depot, I was like, he was walking next to you, and I told you, just, hey, put him down, drop the leash, and you can kind of do whatever else you need to do. But I want him to understand that it doesn't really matter what's going on. Again, where Alex is over there kind of playing around with his training dog, we're over here doing our own thing, where his training dog is very big into play. Wolfie's kind of just doing, he's relaxing, he's settling, and that's what we want out of him. But again, with Bass Pro, it is a lot more stimulating than your typical Home Depot or your typical stores, just because of, one, the size of it is always a big thing, and then also another thing is just like the taxidermy, all just the environment. So I've seen some very confident dogs come in here and they just shut down because it's so much to handle. But again, this is where, you guys might never go back to Bass Pro a day in your life. I want him to be used to pretty much everything possible that we can kind of get him used to. So this is just where we're at right now. Again, we're going to go over a lot more of the play stuff when we get to the house. And right now he's just kind of settling and just relaxing on his own as Alex comes back over here.